Hi, everyone. My name is Brenda Barnes. I'm the founder of B2 Management and Consulting and serve in the capacity of Business Development Director. Uh, and today we are going to have a conversation with Kasey Ward, who is our team leader for the billing group. The evolution of this team really came out of the pandemic and really trying to focus in on what services we can provide to all size firms, and what niche of expertise that we could provide a valuable value add for large firms. We've always done billing as part of our full service accounting, billing, payroll firms, but now we are actually being asked to be the billing specialist for some very, very large firms across the United States. So one of the things, Kasey, certainly we've enjoyed all the value that you have brought to the B2 team and the leadership, but we want to talk a little bit today about just what are some of the things that B2 brings to the table. So what are the top three things that B2 provides to its billing clients?
I would definitely have to say that, the people that we reach out to work for B2 are just highly qualified in legal billing. And they have the experience that we need to put that person with a client that's going to work out great, because they already know that billing system, or they already have knowledge of electronic billing, and they have a lot of knowledge with Excel and everything that you need really to do successful billing. I would also say that, and that kind of leads into my next point of being able to track our bills is something that we're very big on. So starting our billing from, start with the pre-bill process to finish all the way to, from submitting it to taking care of rejections to taking care of appeals and reductions and all of those. We use Excel to help track those invoices to make sure that nothing falls through the cracks there. And we all try to, the billing department tries to follow a generalized tracking spreadsheet. We know that different accounting systems can have different, ways that we can track things. So we try to use a generalized spreadsheet so that so we make sure that everybody's keeping track of the bills. I also feel that we help clients with kind of going to the paperless environment. They'll have to, start making their pre-bill edits and writing them like they normally would, but then they start scanning them to us. And then clients kind of realize, maybe we don't need to do all of this printing and using all of this ink and all of that we can do all of this on our computer, and we can make the edits even in Adobe or something like that. So helping clients go paperless, I feel like, is a pretty successful task that B2 does.
Yeah, that makes a whole lot of sense. So we grew so fast over the last year and a half. Tell the audience, what do we look for when we're adding members? I know you said earlier that experienced people is one of our value adds, but what are some of the specifics that you look for when you're adding members to your team?
Well, we definitely want that person to have the personality traits of somebody that would be successful at working from home. So very detail oriented and, tasks that, we give them this kind of like a test to do to see if the personality will fit in with our criteria. And the test really helps determine what kind of personality and what kind of worker that they really are. And it helps, and the person could be a great worker and maybe they're just not a great work from home employee, and that's perfectly fine. And that's what this test kind of, helps with. So I think that finding out somebody's personality is big on how they're going to fit in with B2 and work for our clients well.
So how they communicate, how they like to be supervised. I mean, I would say most of our group are very high detail oriented. I mean, you would expect that from a bunch of accounting and billing personnel. But occasionally we do have some that'll test that they're just not as detailed, and we just don't add them to the team, do we? We just go ahead and move on. I like them, but we just can't really. We just know based on our experience that we have to stay true to our process.
Exactly, and there's also kind of some little quizzes I would kind of say that I would do in an interview process, just to kind of see if the person really knows billing, like the resume says that they know billing.
Right. Yeah. So I would think that specifically when it comes to the budgets and all that you have to add into the platform and how to add timekeepers. So there's a lot of things. I thought it was interesting the other day when we were talking to a prospective client that you mentioned that it's been really nice for you because we have been hiring nothing but experienced billing specialists, and so they don't have a lot of questions for you, which is great. So they help each other and honestly just have done so much of it that it's natural.
Exactly, yeah.
To them.
And that's that's what helps with that. When we are adding new people is kind of just asking those little questions here and there to make sure that if you mention a leads file or something and they're kind of like, I don't really know what that is, and that's kind of going to tell us that, well, they don't really have that, experience that we're looking for. So
yeah. And I think, too, we also look for those that can handle stress and communication with attorneys, because sometimes that can be challenging in itself, especially if they don't answer us when we're trying to get something resolved, and just they're very busy professionals, and they have a sense of urgency like no other. So so we really have to have that personality that can be a little thicker skin and able to know and be proactive, not reactive in most
exactly
instances.
Yeah, exactly.
All right. So what are some of the things that you've seen when B2 takes over a new billing client? Kind of what are some of the value that we add, day one, day two, that first week? What are some of the things you've been able to roll out?
I would say that because of the use and knowledge that we have of Excel and the biller that we assign to the client that already has knowledge of that billing system that the client uses, bringing all that to the table day one really helps just get the bills out the door. So there's certain prospective clients that reach out to B2 for various reasons and needs, and it could just be that one of their billing employees is retiring and they don't have somebody to take over that position, so they decided that they wanted to outsource it instead of having that in-house, and we kind of just come in and take that place, and to where nobody else at the firm has to take care of it and has to worry about billing. And there's times where the prospective clients got behind on their billing, and we've taken it over and got all those bills submitted and paid very fast. And just with having all of that, having all of that knowledge already up front and not having to train, a new person, and having that knowledge really helps with getting bills out the door and money in, basically, the revenue back in. So I think that really helps.
That's what it's all about.
Exactly. Yeah. That's what matters.
Yeah. I mean, I know we've taken on clients where there's been a backlog and rejections and stuff that's been sitting on people's desk and appeals. And, the nice thing about your team is that, they feel part of the client. They feel like they're part of the billing process. They have relationships with the attorneys at the firms. They understand and get to know the client idiosyncrasies a lot. And, that to me has got to be invaluable to them, that they can just trust that B2 is going to take care of it.
Exactly.
And your team's done a great job on that. Well, is there anything else that you want to add?
I don't think so. I think that outsourcing accounting and billing is the new best thing, honestly. So I think that it's really working out for all of our clients, and I think it's a great new thing.
It's really nice. You're right. It's the pandemic did shine a light on a lot of that. We were doing, remote work before the pandemic came, but certainly, I think that more firms are pausing now to see that adding a business partner that can be an integral part of their team makes financial sense, because we can just recoup that money quicker for them.
Exactly.
Okay. Thank you so much for your time. I know how busy you are. I just wanted to get some of this down for our audience, and look forward to speaking to you again.
Great. Thank you so much.
Take care.